Today I'm going to show you how to configure a specific spot check to check a total packet sent and received to a destination website, as well as connection I/O and latency. So let's enter the spot checks tab, click set thresholds. We're going to search for the metrics we want to look for. So we're going to look for send count, and you see I have top app TCP send count user processes. That's what we're looking for, is a user process. This is in the user space, not the system space. We're going to click enabled. We're going to look for receive. All right, and so I've got sum total receive count, the user process, not the system process. So click enabled. I'm going to look for total connection I/O. We're going to look for I/O. All right, and we'll look down through the list here. Here's connection I/O KB, and it's TCP user process space. Click enabled. All right, we're going to look for latency. And we've got latency average. That's for traceroute. Here's an application latency average, user space. Check that one. We're going to view enabled to see what we've just selected. We've got total send, total receive, connection I/O, and latency, all in TCP app user space. And that's what we're looking for. And now we're going to do a custom filter. We're going to click view, toggle custom. All right, and so we're going to look for a specific destination server. And in order to figure out exactly what I'm going to type into here, I'm going to have to run this spot check, and we're going to come back with some results behind this window. So we'll size it down a bit. We'll move it out of the way. All right, and the results are right beneath on the bottom here. We want to look for a specific destination domain. And if I hover the column destination domain, you see it says raw column pn underscore remote underscore domain. So I want to look for a destination that's like pn underscore remote underscore domain. And so I'm going to cheat and paste in the command, but you would type in, and I'll type it beneath here, pn remote domain like, and then the destination domain. So it's facebook.com, or, and then I'm going to repeat, pn remote domain like, and I know there's another address. It's fbcdn, Facebook Content Delivery Network.net. So I'd paste that in the bottom, right? So I'll just paste this whole thing in there. So this is what we're going to be looking for each of these spot checks. So we're going to look for the total send, the total receive, the connection I/O, and the connection latency on any destination domain that's facebook.com or any destination domain that's fbcdn.net. And when Stratusphere sees those destination domains, it's going to pull back for you what the latencies are, the top latencies, the top connection I/O, the top send, the top receive account, anything over 0, because I'm not going to put something in this first column here. So anything over 0 that matches these destinations will show through. So now we're going to click load save because we want to save this. Size the window down a little bit. And we're going to type in Facebook. So we're going to type in Facebook connections, and that's going to be the name of the spot check, right? And we're going to say looks at facebook.com and Facebook Content Delivery Network.net. All right, it's going to report back on those two destination addresses. We're going to enable this for ourselves to run. We're going to enable this for the broad Stratusphere user to be able to see in the main menu. And we're also going to make it public readable, so if anybody wants to browse over to our section of the menu, they can run this spot check. And now we're going to click Save As because this is a new spot check. Add a new spot check? Yes. So we've just created a spot check to check Facebook and Facebook Content Delivery Network and report back on any user that has touched that destination address. So we'll go ahead and close this window. And on the top of the screen, click and notice there's Facebook connections. And when I click that, Stratusphere is going to go and collect information on anybody who's touched that destination address up to the top 25, and I can change that number here. And it's going to list it on the screen. So here's the send count, here's the receive count, here's the connection I/O, and here's the connection latency. So as you notice, JWU has used Google Chrome, processes Chrome, to access Facebook.com, and the count is 53 times. And if I continue down, you see that mTorian has used Google Chrome, process name Chrome, and hit the Facebook Content Delivery Network 212 times. If I continue down, you see that Pierre has used Google Chrome. Chrome is the application and process name as well. Hit the Facebook Content Delivery Network and transferred 138K of data per connection I/O. And process owner GPEC has used Google Chrome, Chrome.exe, Chrome is the process name, and hit Facebook.com, and it's had a 230 millisecond latency. So you can see there's other users here, and there's other browser types that have hit these destination addresses and have had a metric collected. And if you wanted to see more than 25, you would increase this number. If you wanted to see less, you would decrease this number. You can also click and get more details on these connections. So for instance, I can click this table icon and get more details on this connections that occurred. So now I can see same information. Pierre's Google Chrome had visited the Facebook Content Delivery Network, which also shows additional stats behind that transaction. This is an example of how to configure 4 spot checks and save them, and then you can run these recurringly at any time. You can even constrain this check to a specific machine group or a specific user group and run it recurringly. That completes this demonstration.